I would ideally actually like a separate building for that, like a very small one, like this one down here, for example. That costs me 40k. Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another episode of Good Company Freeplay with me, Spacefish. Now I've already talked about this with you guys before, that the game has swapped over to 0.7 and I cannot continue with my old save file. So I really gave it a thought. I kind of considered to keep going in 0.6 just to, you know, proceed more through the products, but like looking at the video that I did on the update and the interest that you guys had on that, I felt it will probably be a good idea to just restart in 0.7. So I hope you guys like that. But yeah, we're going to restart in 0.7. Just going to explore actually playing with the update, actually using it. And yeah, that way hopefully you're going to get to learn a few new things. So with that said guys, let's hop into Freeplay, let's start a new game, and I think let's go with the Silicon Summer map for one, because well, we've done the other map already, right? The Circuit Plains, you guys remember that map. We're just gonna do Silicon Summer instead now. For difficulty, I'm just gonna get ours to medium for the time being. I think that's pretty fine. That's probably about the same difficulty we were playing on before. And with that said, let's start into a new game, and let's start from scratch again. Okay, so, I don't know. I really hope that you guys like this idea. I obviously still have the old save game, so if we ever decide we want to continue with the old save file in the old game for some reason, maybe, you know, do a back to the roots episode sometime or something, we can definitely get that going. But for the time being, let's try and set up the first few things right here. So, let me go into construction. We're definitely going to need a courier pallet right here, which you're going to place right there. And I'm definitely going to need a design. I'm not sure I'm going to start. I mean, I should honestly probably start with making something right away. We could also do a cassette player, which I think is kind of interesting. I really like that idea. Let's start with a cassette player instead of a calculator for one. I mean, we can do both. I'm pretty sure we are going to do both, because I've already got awesome names from you guys for both of these. So yeah, let's start with a cassette player for the time being. I'm going to do simple case just because that's the easiest thing to start with, I think. Let's create the product there. And let me see what we need. We need sound quality. That's new. Wait, no. I mean, that's not new. That's a new product. So yeah, we do need sound quality. Interesting that you can even do this thing with a beeper. Very, very interesting. Is it just going to beep away at you some melodies like an old Game Boy or something? That sounds like an interesting cassette player. Okay, though. So we're going to need that. We don't need LED matrices or anything. And we're going to need, like, I'm guessing a single cell battery is going to be enough? I mean, you know, battery stack, yeah. So we could do this and have 2.1 market appeal, or we could choose to make this product a bit more premium. Now, let me look at the beeper. The beeper is actually kind of complicated to make, but we could throw another single cell battery at the issue, fulfill that a bit that way, and, you know, hopefully get some extra price bonus from that. How much would I get if I was actually to put a second beeper into here? 560 bucks. I mean, is a lot of a difference. Shall we do that? I mean, we've got 80k. Let's realistically think about this, alright? Whoa. I think the main issue here could be that the Tinker tables are just super slow. Because right now we need 0.6 days assembly time. And we make one of these modules every day. So like, if I wanted to even do one workbench, I would probably need like 3 Tinker tables. Probably not even quite enough. So I would need like 6 tinker tables for a start with the employee. No, let's do this though. I think let's do this. I'm gonna have to place a quick cut right here though, because I need to find out what name I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna be right back with you guys. Alright, and back we are. So I remembered a comment from Luke. Well, the second Luke. We've got 2 Lukes now down below in the comments, so shout out to both of you. But Luke was a Brereton. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Luke Brereton. Yes, exactly. So he asked me to make one of my products a Keith, because his dog is called Keith. So I thought that was absolutely cute, and he asked me to do it, to make it a Keith 500C. So that's just exactly what this cassette player is going to be named. Because after all, we do already have some names for the calculator. So I think could be a nice name then for our first ever cassette player, and then we can probably just evolve that number a bit, just stemming from that. So let's finish that design. Actually, no, let's not finish it. Let's have a look at the appearance. Look at that. That looks so cool. I love that. And there's different variants. There's the Groove Kit. There's the Good Listener. Good Listener, I like that. And, you know, we can kind of just evolve that. But I think I'm going to start with a big player, you know, and then... oh, this is actually, by the way, interesting as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to start with a big player, and then we're just going to work our way along this. So I feel this one is probably the one that's a bit more compact then, and this one, you know, has some portable capabilities and some fancy extra buttons on it and whatever. Well, this one has buttons as well, but you get the point. So I think this one is going to be the first product. For color, wow, that doesn't look like Stereo Dream. That looks like, I don't know, 2 different colors of a lollipop or something. It's like crazy saturated. This one I really don't like. This one is interesting to say the least, but like, I don't know. Let's go with the sunny vibes for the time being. I like that design, that color scheme. Just, you know, more of the overall Good Company color scheme. So let's go with that. Let's finish that design. And okay, so this down here is going to be very helpful. So I can already start ordering stuff like metal, like plastic, like chemicals. And then I am going to have to find out how to make this whole production. So for the beepers, I think I needed circuit boards and plastic parts. Yeah, let me double check here. We need circuit boards, we need plastic parts, and we need a metal. So let me figure this stuff out. Let me actually zoom in first a bit. And then I think we're going to start our production steps right here. Going to try and leave these conveyor belts open. That door we probably will not need, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. Can we leave that, actually? No, I wouldn't think that we can use that doorway. So that would allow us to go off the map. So let's not care about the doorway then. No emergency exits right here. So I'm thinking we could be designing, not designing, but building the input materials somewhat like right here for a start. And then just waste a bit of space here. Or actually we don't even need to waste it, to be honest. You can just make it... Okay, I am going to close off the conveyor thing for the time being. Actually, I really don't want to. I'll have to say I really don't want to do that. So let me maybe place tinker tables right here instead. Leave that space open. And place another one right there. And I think that's going to be our beeper production pretty much. So the idea is that over here we're going to do beepers. And one of these is going to be plastic parts. And one of them is going to be circuit boards. Then... I mean, zones we can have a look at later on. I'm really, by the way, interested to see how this automatic assignment thing is going to work. A lot of people have said it's kind of a more rudimentary mechanic still at the moment. So, let's see. I'm interested to see how good or bad that's going to work out. So that's one of the major things I'm actually looking forward to right here for a start. But yeah, we'll just have to see about that. I'm really interested to see if that's going to work out properly, or if we will pretty quickly swap back to the manual mode of assigning things. I mean, To be honest, I was never not a fan of the manual mode. I was always kind of happy with that as well. So if it comes down to that, that is still going to be very, very fine for me. So here are all the beepers now, right? And I'm just going to see if this assigns itself automatically. You know, let's just find out. I'm going to get all these employees hired right here. And I'm also going to hire like 2 logistics employees for this zone. And by the way, is there more employees on the open market now? Look at that. There's so many of them. That's awesome. I think the devs actually changed that a bit as well. Because I'm pretty sure that before that, when you actually start in the free play mode, you were totally out of employees after like hiring 1 person. So I think they upped the amount there. That may actually mean that they changed that in the campaign mode as well, which would be absolutely awesome as well. Because if you remember the Bet on Bots mission, we really needed a lot of people very quickly and we didn't have them. So if they did end up changing that, very awesome. Thanks for listening on that topic. So now what we also need is going to be single cell batteries. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm not sure if they changed the recipe, so let's double check, but usually they just need chemicals for that. And we just need chemicals for that. Okay, so given the input frequency and the production frequency, I think we need at least 3 tables to supply enough stuff for 1 assembly table. So let me place 2 right there, and let me place 1 right here next to the column. I think that is some decent space usage. I'm gonna get single cell batteries made everywhere. Gonna hire the people for everywhere. And look at that. I mean, we're still doing pretty good for money for the time being. Fingers crossed that's gonna stay that way. But we cannot place... okay, so we will have to do it this way, I think, to make sure that everybody can still move. And that's another few pallets set up. Cool. Now we will need a final assembly table. And we can only start with 1 for the time being because these tinker tables are so darn slow. So we could place them up against this wall, but we would probably end up closing off a doorway on expansion, so I'm not that big a fan of that. Just going to place 2 already anyway, so I know what I'm doing where, and then the second one's going to get used when I finally get to upgrade these tables. Which, by the way, I mean, you have to see, right, this frequency of this stuff actually got lowered by quite a lot. Before this, right, with a product like this, I would always need 2 tinker tables to make enough for 1 assembly table. If I had, like, 2 parts in there, but right now I'm needing 3. So I'm not sure if that's just tied to the overall low complexity of this product so far, or if that's actually the frequency is just changing as much. I think it's probably due to the low complexity of the product more than anything. But I'm gonna place a big shelving rack right here, because I'm sure this is gonna expand eventually, and that just gives me the expandability of putting more products and everything into that. And that thing is sitting the wrong way around, so that's a bit annoying. Okay, and we will set this as a recipe in both, oh no, wait, in both of these places. Okay. Is that about everything? Is that about it? It should be, right? Do we just want to give this a try and see if it's actually working the way that it's supposed to? I'm really interested to see if it will. I mean, everybody's still waiting for stuff to be delivered, so let's wait for that first. Looks like there's automatically already a cell connection, so that's good. The amount of cassette players to be sold is kind of low though. I'm not sure, it doesn't look like I can change that on my own if I keep it in automatic mode, so let's see how that works out. I'm just gonna go over here and see if everything gets supplied, and I think that's working. I'm really interested to see if we now would say, okay, let's go to auto. Can we see the connection? So we can. So let me see about this. It looks like everything's working as I intended it to. I mean, you got to remember, right, that we're at a very, very early part of this. So like everything is obviously still very simple, right? There's no like absolute craziness going on, and this is the one issue I see so far. This is the one issue I see so far with the automatic system, is that these bandwidths are just too low. But I wonder if I leave it in automatic, if it's going to adjust it as the thing fills up. But other than that, it seems that all my connections are working as intended. So let's see what's going to come out of this. I'm really interested. What we should also see is how many of these... Oh, did these get nerfed? 5 a day? Uh-oh. 1 a day. Okay, so it just got halved pretty much. I'm not sure how much beepers used before, but I'm pretty sure they used at least 2. I've never seen the product only use 1 circuit board, so I would think that this is only producing half, but these are also only using half. Or maybe even less, I'm not sure. Plastic parts, we're making 10 every day, which is a lot less, isn't it? It was like 50 before. But we're also only using 2, so I think that just got kind of lowered across the board. So I guess that's fine. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. I forgot about one thing, though. I forgot about the simple cases. You guys have probably already been screaming at me for that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Okay. The thing is, we are even going to need 2 of these Tinker tables to make the cases fast enough, aren't we? God. Okay. Where are we going to do that? I totally didn't account for that now, so that's a bit annoying. If I do it here, the thing is I'm going to close things off. If I do it here, I'm going to close the door off. I mean, we've got another door up there, so let's just ignore the door. Actually, we can't ignore the door, because we cannot place a small shelving rack there. Okay, not an option. In that case, I think let's just do this. Just like that. It's still not too much space usage, I suppose, and then I'm just going to stash a small shelf here in between the 2 guys that are going to work there. We're going to be making simple cases right here. Going to be hiring people for that job, and then we should be good to go on that side of things. Let's see. Let's see. There's going to have to be someone that actually supplies them some plastic. But other than that, I would think that the allocation works. Looking pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now about the beepers. Oh, she was missing beepers. She's not missing beepers anymore, so that's great. That is very good. Simple cases are being made too, so that should be happening soon. And then we should hopefully be having our first bits of profit, which would be absolutely awesome. And as you guys can see, here's the change with like units sold and everything. And we're going to be able to move the marketplace whenever we want. So, that's definitely a very nice thing that we won't have to deal with that bug anymore if we don't want it to happen. We can just click and, you know, be happy with it. And if, like, we run into a situation where everything's kind of tight and I just don't have the nerves for it right now, which I don't think ever happened in 0.6, but, like, in theory, we could wait if we wanted to. Then again, really interested to see if in the future there's going to be any penalties for that. I would hope so. I think in the interest of balance, that's probably the right choice to make there. But with that said, let's actually change the zone, I think, for the time being. I just would like to eventually make calculators as well. So I'm just going to erase zones like up until here at the very least, so I can use that area for a pallet, and then we can make calculators on this other end, and still have some expansion space for the whole cassette player deal over there. Now, how do I make a new zone? Do I just paint it? I think I do, right? So I would do something like that. Yes, okay, there we go. So, oh no, wait. Ha, that's an issue. It's kind of, can I draw over it? No, I can't. Okay, so you always, I forgot, but you always need to actually start drawing in the current zone that you want to expand if you want to just expand on the zone, not draw a new one. But here we go. So that's another zone that we could then very soon also use for some calculators. Now, what I'm also thinking is we're going to need some research. So should we maybe actually scrap that expansion space up here a bit? I think we should, because we've got a bit of space over here, like at least a tiny bit. I would like, ideally, actually like a separate building for that, like a very small one, like this one down here, for example. That costs me 40k. That's a whole lot of money. Did they raise the prices, or do I just not remember that stuff was this expensive? This one is 12k. Doesn't have a delivery area, but I suppose we could have a courier dude going back and forth. How much is this one then? 8k. That's very cheap. Let's buy it. Okay, 8k, I can very much live with that. And that gives us an opportunity to check the whole new courier thing. So, hello? Thank you. So, I kind of like that, to be honest. So let's do that. Now, we're going to need a courier pallet right here. And I think, as always, for a start, we'll just be doing single-cell batteries. So I'm going to place 2 tinker tables for a start, I think. I'm going to also need a zone. Do we have one already? We do. Let's hire 1 logistics employee for that place. Let's make single-cell batteries here with 1 employee and with another employee. And let's set... I think we need to set this up manually at the very least, right? So we would... Where was that even at? It was down here. Courier routes. Yeah, so I would have a courier route going from here to here. Exactly. Perfect. Kind of worried that they're going to move out the batteries now, so I'm wondering if that can become an issue, but for the time being, let's hope that it won't. Let's just get some analysis desks in here. Probably don't need that door, do we? Honestly, let's just keep it open up. Just gonna get 2 analysis desks right there. Gonna get 2 research desks right here. I'm kind of worried that I'm overdoing this right now. So let's just get 1 employee and 1 employee. And trying to not overdo it that way. But that way we can at least start some research finally. And hopefully we're going to make some money off these calculators soon as well. Are we good, by the way, on the space in here now, or are we not? Because it doesn't look like it's expanding it. So I'm honestly kind of worried that she's going to get limited. No? It looks like the logistics workers are just coming often enough to empty it. Really kind of worried about that, not going to lie. See, now she is... Nope. I don't know why the logistics worker only took 1 of the 2, but... Oh, now. See, now we have that issue. And that's the one issue that I see with the manuals, with the auto stuff right now. I wonder, though. Okay, say I go to auto, to manual real quick. I up the bandwidth to max. And I up the bandwidth here to max. Right? If now I go back to auto, is it going to keep it like that? Yep, it keeps it like that. Okay, well that's good. I mean, in that case, I think I would just do a lot of things in auto and just swap the things that don't work for me in manual. Still takes a lot of work from me, so that's good, I suppose. Also, I forgot something essential, which is this. Shelving racks. Could probably use those, can we not? Okay, this doesn't work now. Oh yeah, because I didn't. So you're going to be doing single cell batteries here. And there we go. Everything's fixed. That's kind of cool. Okay, now we're going to need a research project though. What are we going to do? Wait, we already have battery stacks. Why am I not just... I thought we didn't have those yet. Oh no. Why did I even think that was the case? Well, because usually before this that was the case, but we do apparently have battery modules now. So interesting, very good to know. I think my next research project is probably going to be... I really despise these enhanced cells, by the way. Well, actually, by now they're probably not even that bad to produce anymore. Yes. Oh, that's a lot better than it used to be, I think. Like, look at this. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better than that stuff used to be. So that's interesting. The only thing I don't know is what the actual difference in stats is here. So this one, for example, is going to be 5.6, 1.6, 0.6, 7.5, 1.3. Okay, so these are heavier, but they've also got more power in the end. And like, so more malices, but also more bonuses, pretty much. One way or another, though, I think we're going to start with a simple circuit. That's going to probably be the main thing, and I'm actually kind of annoyed to see that I totally missed the part that we could have just used battery stacks instead of single-cell batteries. That would have probably saved us a table or 2 right there, but that's fine. for the time being, I do need plastic and I need chemicals in here for that. Should I just do... Honestly, I'm considering to just make... Yeah, I think we should, honestly. Let's just make battery stacks here instead. Just like that. These guys are going to need plastic, but that's going to get auto added to the courier route, isn't it? Yep, it is. Good stuff. And we're just gonna for him add on battery stacks right here. Let's watch our courier. Where's our courier at? Here he is. See how much stuff he can carry. Look at that. His cart. Wait, can I see his inventory? Doesn't look like it. I'm really wondering how much stuff fits onto that cart. Is it always only 2 boxes, or is it like 4 or something? Very interested to see. But there they go. Making all these battery stacks as well now. I have got way too much production here, though, for how much I'm researching, to be honest. So... I don't know, I really feel I don't need to invest that much into research, so I'm sorry, but you need to go. I'm just spending too much money on that there. Okay. I mean, look at this. We're still going at a decent speed, to be honest, so that's fine. Alright. Cool. Well, I think that's it for our first peek into actually playing 0.7 after that little update. Really enjoying it so far, I have to say. I mean, a lot of people were saying like the mechanic behind the auto stuff is kind of more rudimentary. So far, it's been working pretty nicely for me, except for like bandwidths, which I still need to adjust manually. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm thinking when stuff gets more complicated, that maybe when we actually start finding issues, like when we try and have separate production tables, but they are not being separated and whatever. But I think that's always stuff you can correct manually, or you can just play on manual totally. But one way or another, very, very interesting experience so far. A lot less logistics work for me, so I kind of like it, I have to say. But let's see what the future holds on that. For the time being, though, guys, I do hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please consider hitting that like button down below, because that does always very much help out the channel. And if you're new around here and like this video, would like to stay around for more good company content or content on other games that I also do, please also consider hitting that subscribe button down below and the bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. And with that said, guys, as always, I would like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day, and I hope I'll see you soon. Ciao.